guys, it's your girl Noelle Blue, and this is the final episode of In Real Life as it pertains to the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So we already talked about the star making system, and we already talked about the 7 husbands of Elizabeth Taylor, but one of the final things that I found interesting was the memoir aspect of the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But also, while I was reading the back of the book, they kind of let it slip that this entire thing was inspired by the memoir conversations that Ava Gardner had with her writer Peter Evans right up until she died. So I wondered, in real life, what was the secret conversations between Ava Gardner and Peter Evans? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. So, Ava Gardner, who was she? Ava Gardner was this famous celebrity from the 1950s and the 1960s. She had been in films with the likes of Humphrey Bogart and Clark Gable. But nothing was more interesting when she decided to sit down with writer Peter Evans to do a tell-all exclusive book about her rise from rural North Carolina nobody to Hollywood it girl. And everybody was here for it. I mean, after all, Ava Gardner had been married to Mickey Rooney, Frank Sinatra, and Artie Shaw. Who's Artie Shaw? I don't know. We'll check him out another time, but I know who Mickey Rooney is, and I know who Frank Sinatra is, and she had bagged them both. 1988, Ava Gardner suffered a stroke which paralyzed an entire side of her face. And so at that point in time, her acting career was pretty much over. She could barely talk. She could barely speak. She had gotten emphysema from years of smoking cigarettes. She wasn't doing that great. So when Peter asked her why she even wanted to write a memoir in the first place, she answered very matter-of-factly, it's the money. She can either write a book or sell her jewels, and she liked her bling. So she decided to write a tell-all book instead. It seems like writing a tell-all book would have been a great idea, and it would have done wonderful things for Peter Evans' career as well. But even though they spent years working on the book, towards the end when it came time to publish, Ava scrapped the whole thing. Some people feel like Frank Sinatra and Peter Evans' bad blood relationship between the two of them and Ava's candid stories was too much for Frank to bear. So they believe that he made a few phone calls, cut her a check, and got her to scrap the project. The secret conversations between Ava and Pete actually was not scrapped entirely. They actually waited about 20 years after her death in 2009 to allow, the estate allowed, Peter to continue on with the story. He continued working on it up until 2012 when he passed. And funny story, the book actually got published in 2013, so you can read it. So it looks like all of his hard work was not for nothing. Yeah, the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo sure put a lot of people's business out there. So that was the in real life memoir of Ava Gardner as told by Peter Evans, as told by whoever actually picked up the manuscript because he'd been gone for a year. And yeah, that's basically it. That is the in real life for that. So in real life, Ava Gardner wrote a memoir and told all her business 20 years later. All right, guys, if you like these videos or any of the other ones we do, check out the bluemoonfiction.wordpress.com blog. And if you have any ideas, if you know some secret tea about Ava Gardner or Frank Sinatra or Peter Evans or Artie Shaw, who I think was a band leader, I Googled, I think he was a band leader. If you know any of that information, leave a comment below. If you like this video, leave a comment below. And if you're a fan of books, leave a comment below. And like and subscribe and do all the other things. All right, guys, it's your net bestie, Noelle Blue. Bye.